Kim Sharkey. I live in County Donegal and I'm absolutely delighted to join you today with the National Museum of Ireland for Cruinniú. So I hope you're ready for a really exciting and creative day. I was invited to look at the collection at the National Museum. I chose this image to work with today, and you can see the digital copy up here, and I absolutely loved the character in this image. She looks like she's having an adventure in the snow. I love the look on her face, and also the shape of the figure. It's a really nice rounded shape at the bottom, and she's got an extra accoutrement with the umbrella there that's shading her from the snow. So here's the details about this lovely print, and it was called Aiwa Tojaku, and by this Japanese artist Utagawa Toyokuni, and he was well known for doing actors and actresses. And here's what we're going to make. We're going to make our own model, our own version of this image, and do a little bit of animating. And here's some other prints from the National Museum to inspire you. You can see little figures in these, and you could also have a go at making those figures instead. The materials you're going to need is a pencil, paintbrush, ball of clay, 3 skewers, fabric, paint, pipe cleaners, wool. So the first thing we're going to do is roll a ball, and then we'll press it down onto your surface so you can work directly onto the table. And we'll use a rolling pin then, and you work from the middle to the bottom, the middle to the top, and then you keep turning. So we want it to be just under probably about 1/2 centimetre of thickness, and then we'll draw a circle and cut it out. So we're only going to use a section of the circle, and what we're going to do is use the fabric. You can see in the picture it's got lovely designs, so we've used the lace there to create texture, and we're going to make the head moving model like this little badger. If you roll a ball of clay and put a bit of water into the centre, mix it with your brush, you create a slip. And slip acts as glue. So if you cut out a triangle for the body of your character and then push it together at the sides, do a cross hatch at each side and bring it together. So when you've brought it together, you can press another bit of your fabric to get that nice texture onto it. And we'll start modelling our head. So I've got my picture beside me as reference, and I'm trying to do the scarf and get all the details. So take your time to do your character, and I'm just considering all the little bits I need to add. So you can add clay or take clay away, or the skewers are fantastic things to use for shaping in the clay, and of course your hands for smoothing. Once we've got our head made, what we're going to do is use the skewer to go through at the back of the head towards the neck area and down through our little model's body. So I'm just positioning it, trying it out and thinking about where that would go in. There we go, and seeing how her neck would twist. So you push that through and just push it right down into your model so that it touches the surface below. And I'm tidying her up now that she's in position. There's one other thing to do. We'll remove the head and just drag a little bit of the clay down around very, very thinly, and it helps keep it secure. So once you're happy about it, you can leave your character in place. And then we use a pencil to poke a hole at each side, and you can see through that. And you get your pipe cleaner, and you actually twist your pipe cleaner. You fold it in half and twist it and push it through. You twist it and it makes it a bit stronger to work with. So now I've drawn round the bottom of a mug to make my umbrella shape. And you can see I'm scratching and slipping again to attach the clay together, and decorating the side of the umbrella with the bottom of a pencil and putting a skewer into it. So you can sit that in the window ledge to dry for a bit. And once we've done that, we're going to add a bit of hair. So I'm really lucky my neighbour had alpacas, and so I've used the alpaca hair and you can use sheep's wool or any fabric at all, and just push it back into the clay, and the clay will hold it nicely. You can see I'm just pushing it in and then twisting it round and pushing in the other side, so she gets a bit of a hairstyle. So I'm now thinking about the body, and I'm rolling little sausages of clay, and they act like another layer of clothing. If you just roll the piece of clay and press one side on only, it looks like there's a waving bit of fabric there. So it's very easy to do. So you can add that onto your characters. And I would love it if you'd send your pictures in to the National Museum and show us your characters when they're all finished. There she is. So she's nearly ready for a bit of colour, this lady, I think. A few more details. So I'm doing finishing touches of a bit of texture again. And adding the tassels that are just around the neckline. Just any little detail that makes your character your own. So we're ready for just sealing the umbrella on underneath, like we did with the neck of our character. And tidying the side of the umbrella. Adding a bit more, where if there's any little weak areas, you can just add a bit more clay. So as near as possible, I'm sticking to the colours that were in the original print. So you can do that as well, or you can choose your own colours. Be adventurous as you want. It's your Cruinniú, your creative day. So the top of the umbrella, from the bits that we see, it looks the same colour as that stripe underneath. I'm using the end of my paintbrush to make those dots on the umbrella. So it's got a beautiful, almost watercolory look in the print. And you can see her costume goes from dark down to light at the bottom. So I put a bit of white there and used a brush to blend them both together. And then the blue layer at the bottom. So I've got my thumb inside just to hold it. And her head separately. We need to be nice and careful around the hair. I like the colour of the hair, we don't need to dye it. So I'm getting paint on my fingers now to paint up the arms of the character, because I want them to blend in better with the rest of the costume. And it also helps make the pipe cleaners that little bit more rigid, which is nice for when you're animating. So I've put these little cork beads on the end, so you can use cork beads or wooden beads. And in fact, you don't need them if you don't have them. Doing a bit of the detail now. The lovely bamboo designs that are on the bottom of her dress. And the white lines on the black. And then added a little bit of flowers. So I just want you to look at the backgrounds now. So you can see it was like a snowy background and a grey blue sky. So I've just done a sheet of paper with the blue paint and added white paint for the trees there and a bit of black paint for the hedging. So the first thing you're going to do when you're doing your animating is download iMotion. So I'm assuming everybody has that, or a similar app, any type of app that is a free download to do stop motion animation. And the most important thing is getting your background in the right position and your character in the right position. And you can see I'm fiddling about with it there to try and fit things in the way that I would like them. So I'm pushing my character back a bit. So it's worth spending time to do that. And then you go in and you press when you open the app, it comes on with the time-lapse button on, but you need to put it on to capture so that you're taking the pictures yourself. And for stop motion, it's 12 frames per second. So you just need to do tiny little movements. So I'm just doing a little sample here of her waving, and you can be as adventurous as you want. Remember, you can move the head and her umbrella and her arms, and you can move her body along the screen. So you just capture as you go, and then you can end and export it to your photographs. Thank you for visiting with me today, and I hope you had lots of fun creating your own characters from this beautiful Japanese print. Have fun exploring and animating. Happy Cruinniú na nog! Bye bye! Bye bye!